sports at one point of time was considered a means of building cooperation between countries. And along with cooperation, sports was also a means of competition too. But of late, cricketing has definitely become a site for ultra-nationalism, and particularly in the context of India-Pakistan matches. We have observed that in the recent Asia Cup, even though India has won all the 3 matches against Pakistan, the final, in fact, was taken over by the political rivalry. Apart from, the competition and apart from the zeering and shouting of the crowds from both the sides in Dubai, the problem is the sportsmen also clearly displayed a lack of sportsmanship. First and foremost, from the first match against Pakistan itself, Indian cricket team has chose not to shake hands. And over and above this, the Pakistani players also made many awkward gestures in the cricket match. Particularly, so there was this gesture of aeroplane crashing, which was made by this person by the name of Haris Rauf. And thereafter, even, so a cricket player by the name of Shahibzada Farhan, he showed, or he displayed his bat like a AK-47. Thereafter, the Indian cricket team also did, something which is very unexpected. That is, they did not accept the trophy from the Asian Cricket Council President and Pakistan's Interior Minister and PCB Chairman, Mohsin Naqvi. This is in fact very, very unsportsmanlike, primarily because, so when a trophy is being gifted to you for victory in a cricket match, bringing politics onto the sports field was definitely a little unnecessary. Then over and above this, the ruling party, particularly the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has tweeted that Operation Sindoor on cricket field. This in fact brings in the militarism aspect into sports. So, and it kills the very spirit of sports and competition. And definitely the recent confrontation between India and Pakistan in Asia Cup, even though it might have contributed significantly to the economies of cricket, it has contributed very badly to peace and prosperity between the countries. And the cricketing field ideally should be kept out of politics, at least by the sportsmen. But this was not the case, and it should not be repeated in the future. Meetings between India and Pakistan is something that is anticipated by the civil society of India. The European Union's ambassador to India, Hervé Delphin, had made some strong remarks against India-Russia relation. In fact, India over the past decades has warmed up its relations with the European Union. We are in fact on a fast-track negotiation in order to sign a free trade agreement with the European Union, which will provide enormous economic benefits to India. Then at the same time, India is also engaging with European Union and its member countries on multiple fronts, and all of these aspects are making India a very close ally of European Union. But the European Union ambassador Delphin had stated that India's relation with Russia is definitely going to create some problem for European Union, as the Russian assertion of its power is one of the core roadblock for European Union. The reason for making this statement is recently we have observed that the Russians are asserting their power in Eastern Europe, and as part of the assertion of their power, they are fighting against Ukraine. Then over and above this, the Russians are also sending drones into the airspace of neutral nations like Poland too. So which is in fact taken as a major concern by European Union. But the European Union is of the opinion that India is not particularly giving any chance for these concerns of European Union, primarily because India continues to buy oil from Russia. And over and above this, recently in the Zapad exercises, India also participated. But the Indian side, it has clearly rejected these claims, saying that many Eastern European nations till date, even now, even though they are part of European Union, they continue buying oil from Russia. And over and above this, the second important issue is even USA has participated as an observer nation in the Zapad exercises, and Indian participation should not, in fact, concern European Union much. So these are the statements which were made by the Indian side, but any which way, so in fact, the relation between India and Russia and the relation between India and the European Union, they got hyphenated together, and the European Union is very clearly stating that India's close relation with Russia is going to be a matter of concern for European Union. Indian government has yesterday announced two rail links connecting India and Bhutan at a total project cost of nearly 4,000 crores for a mere 89-kilometer rail link. Okay, we know that the India-Bhutan boundary region is present in a mountainous region with valleys and numerous rivers, because of which reason, even for 89 kilometers of rail line, we have to spend nearly 4,000 crores. And this project's entire burden is going to be borne by India, and the rail lines are going to be from Assam and West Bengal. One of the line is being called as 𝐾𝐨𝐰𝐧𝐥𝐨𝐚𝐝 line. Okay, and 𝐾𝐶𝐴, as we know, is present in Assam. And the second one is Banarhat-Samtse line, which is going to connect West Bengal to Bhutan. So these are the two lines which have been proposed. And as we know, Bhutan is a landlocked country and most of its export and import trade is going to pass through India. Because of which reason, okay, Indian government is providing these two rail lines to Bhutan, and these two rail lines are also capable of carrying Vande Bharat expresses too, which provide more access to the Bhutanese citizens to India. So these are some of the benefits that India is extending to Bhutan, and over and above this, as Bhutan is implementing its 13th five-year plan between 2024 to 2029, the Indian government has pledged that it is going to provide nearly 10,000 crore in development aid to Bhutan. This is double of the planned support which has been provided during the 12th plan period to Bhutan. As we know very well that Bhutan is a landlocked country and it is a country, okay, so which is in fact under the sphere of influence of India, because of which reason India continues to support the regime in Bhutan and also provide economic benefits to Bhutan. So the same policy is extending now to. In a major breakthrough for the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza, American President Donald Trump has proposed a 20-point peace plan. And he in fact claims that this wide-ranging peace plan has the backing of Israeli Prime Minister, that is Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, this 20-point peace plan is the first major proposal of USA in order to restore peace in Gaza Strip. As we know very well that the Gaza Strip from the last 2 years is being continuously bombarded by Israel, and nearly 66,000 people have been killed so far, and a condition similar to genocide is present in the Gaza Strip. Now, the American president is proposing that there would be an immediate ceasefire followed by, okay, demilitarization or de-arming of Hamas, and along with that, the Israeli troops are also going to withdraw from Gaza. And over and above that, he also stated that his peace plan also will have a plan for release of all the hostages captured by Hamas. And apart from the release of hostages, one more important thing is the 20-point peace plan also has a clause for ending the war permanently. So these are some of the important provisions. And over and above this, this is the first plan in which the USA, it did not ask for the evacuation of the Palestinians. Primarily because this plan, it will say very clearly that we will encourage people to stay and offer them the opportunity to build a better Gaza, which means that there is no plan for evacuation and the Palestinians are going to retain their position in Gaza. And this is the peace plan which he has proposed, and this has been submitted to the Arab nations. And he claims that it has the planning backing of Israel too. But let's wait and see how the Hamas leadership is going to respond to the same and how Israeli people and the government are going to respond, primarily because there is no official communication as of yet with respect to whether Israel is going to uphold this plan or not. The Canadian government officially designated the Bishnoi gang as a terrorist organization or terrorist entity. And the Canadian government has clearly stated that the Bishnoi gang has created a climate of fear and intimidation, and numerous acts of violence and terror have taken place in Canada backed by the Bishnoi gang. That is the reason why it has been designated as a terrorist entity, is the statement of the Canadian government. And if we observe, the Bishnoi gang is a transnational organized crime network which has its origin in India, but which has its tentacles spread all across the world, particularly among the Indian expatriate community. Particularly in Canada, it has a very strong presence. And this Bishnoi gang is being run by Lawrence Bishnoi, who stays in an Indian prison, but through prison only he is operating his gang for quite some time now. And we know very well that he has been implicated in the murder of Sidhu Moosewala earlier. And along with that, he also played, according to the Canadian authorities, a very important role in the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar in British Columbia. So which the Canadian government claims that has been done with the collaboration of the Indian external intelligence wing, that is RAW. So, but the claim has not been proven as of yet. But definitely the Bishnoi gang, it has a strong presence, because of which reason it has been designated as a terrorist organization in Canada. Once it is designated as a terrorist organization, then the Canadian authorities get special powers over the gang. They can seize any property, they can arrest any person, they can detain any person. So all of these powers the Canadian authorities get over the Bishnoi gang. But definitely, okay, so designating this kind of criminal gangs as terrorist gangs is going to weaken the anti-terrorist framework of Canada. Okay, thank you.